Hello guys, um, welcome to this tutorial of computer network project. So this is the part 2 um, where we are going to install the main domain controller, which will be the Windows Server 2003. Um, we are going to install it and give it the IP statically, and also we are going to create the domain in the network called program.rw. Also install the exchange for the email for the user Active Directory for this domain. Also, we're gonna do the deployment software on the domain using the group policy, and also we're gonna map a folder on the network, and also we can do the restriction of the users on the logon, and also we're gonna make a roaming profile, so uh, we can make data of the user follow him or her whatever device she or he logs into. So let's start with the installation. So create new virtual machine. So we're gonna name it Windows Server 2003. Version will be 64-bit. Next. So as I told you in the other tutorial, the previous one, so if you don't have much RAM, you need to set 512 MBs on the servers and 256 MBs on the clients. But for me, I'm going to use the more RAM uh, to to speed up the process. So I'm going to give it 1 GB. Next. Virtualbox disk image dynamically allocated. So leave it as it is, 20 GB. Create. So let's configure this Windows machine. To advance it with directional system. It's on tablet. Storage, let's insert our image. So the network, we are going to use Bridget adapter. So make sure that your connection is not turned on. So it's going to give it IP automatically based on my router is already installed the Dhcp. So I'm going to use airplane mode. Disconnect. So leave it as it is. Click OK. So let's start our server, Windows Server. The setup is loading. So click enter to continue. So press F8 to agree. Press enter to install. Format on new. Click enter to continue. So let it just set up. So it is prompting me to reboot my computer. So press enter to restart the computer. So after starting, I'm getting this Windows setup. So click next. So we're going to name our computer. So I'm going to call it Atus. Leave leave the organization empty, no problem. Next. So we're going to insert the key. So after installing the key, product key, so I'm using this key. So next, next. So I'm going to rename my server because this name is too long. So I'm going to call it DC server. And remember on the Red Hat configuration, we've installed the Dhcp over this name called DC server. So the administrator password, I'm going to do it 123. Religion. Next. So want to continue with this password? Yes. The time zone +2. Next. So the setup approximately takes 31 minutes, but depend on the performance of your computer has. So on this Windows setup, do the typical setting. Leave it like this, no group, no problem. Next. So just the setup is still running. So after the Windows setup, so the computer has been rebooted by itself. So while we are waiting, I want to mention that we need two XP clients. So we need two XP clients so we can check if our domain controller is controlling those clients. So want to create a new virtual machine. So I'm gonna call it Windows XP. Let's call it PC1. So 64-bit. But for me, I think I have a 32-bit version. So click next. For this RAM, it's okay. For the XP client, click next. And next, virtual disk image, next. Dynamically allocated. 10 GB, it's okay. So as we did it earlier, advanced by directional. Here it's tablet. Display storage. I'm gonna insert my disk image. It's right here. The network, I'm going to do it bridge adapter. Yes. Okay, so let's start our Windows PC. So while we are waiting, let's create another one. A PC2, a client 2, PC2. Next, next. As you can see, the PC has started the Windows setup. So click Enter. Press F8 to agree, as we did on Windows Server. Enter next, and format the partition using new technology file system. Enter to continue. So the setup is formatting, and here we have uh, another PC2 as we did it earlier. F8 install. So let's look on the server here. Okay, so control delete. So the password is 123. So first thing we're gonna change this display setting if it doesn't show me. Yes. Okay, so um I'm gonna install this guest edition, this extension of Virtualbox. Install. Click yes if you're being prompt. Continue anyway. So I don't want to reboot this PC right now because we're going to reboot it too many times this server. So I'm going to minimize this. So um, let's first give this server an IP address statically. So this command for the to go to the local area connection with properties TCP IP properties. Want to give it IP of 3, and the default gateway will be the router 1. So the preferred DNS I want to put this server the same IP of this server because we are going to create the domain, so we'll need a DNS server. Okay, click close. So if I do IP config, I have my IP that I have created statically. So I'm gonna create the domain. So it is C promo. So click next, create a new domain, next, new forest. So the domain we are going to call it uh, program.rw. Next, it's going to check if there is an existing same name domain on the network. So if not, it's going to give me a program. So if there is, it's going to add something like a 0 or a 2, 3. So to be unique, so click next. So click next, install and configure DNS server, next. So leave this password, next. So the installation is installing. So if you get the prompt to insert the CD, so it's saying install your server CD, the one you used to install this operating system. So I'm going to insert it. First remove the one and insert it, as you can see automatically. So for here we don't want to install again the server, so click exit. So while we are waiting the Active Directory installation, let's go to this next. The name I'm gonna do some PC1. Uh, let's do PC1 only. So leave the organization. The product key. I have it here. So we need to use this one, not that one I showed you. On my image, the compatible one is this. So click next. Let's minimize this one. So the computer name, I'm going to leave it as PC1. So I'm not going to enter the administrator password. Next. As here also next, PC2. Next, the same product key. Use the same product key. Click next. I'm gonna leave it as PC2 only. So no password. Next, and here on the PC1, click next. Next, PC2 time zone Cairo. Next, typical next. Next. So on the Windows server, the Active Directory installation has finished. So we need to restart now our computer. So let's hit restart now. So I'm going to restart it manually. So shut down, restart. Oh, I forgot that I have a program that didn't close. So let me reboot it here. It was preventing me to restart, so the app was open. So let's reboot it. So it has been rebooted. So Control D. Now 1, 2, 3. So we are going to install the Exchange server. So you can get the email from the active user directory automatically. So we are going first to remove the CD and insert the CD of the exchange. So for here, click exit. So we're going to install it by running setup. Setup. Wait. Okay. Setup. So space / and forest spread. Click next. I agree. Next. Next. This can take some minutes, so let's go on the PC1. Screen resolution, click OK. Okay. PC2. Okay. Okay. So while you were waiting, um, after installing the uh, Exchange server, so we're gonna create the Active Directory for the domain. So as you can see, if I right click my computer, okay, it's getting some lag. So as you can see, it's registered to Patus. The computer name is so because of the installation of the exchange, it's getting lag. So let's configure the PC1 next. Help to click not now. Skip this uh, um, no, not this time. I don't have a Microsoft account. So my name, so let's do Patus. Next, thank you too. Next, and here let's go and not right now. Next, skip this step. Not an account. Next. Also here I'm gonna write to, so who will use this computer, so I'm entering the name. Yes. So as you can see, if we go to the computer and click properties, uh, it's registered to PC1. So this is its full name. So because it didn't join the domain, so it's still PC1. So because our Red Hat server it's not on, as you can see, it's powered off. This computer, these clients, they are not getting IP automatically, so there's no connection, so no connectivity. So so let me start it. Uh, while it is rebooting, um, I forgot to mention something. So need to click settings, so storage, I mean system. So the optical drive that we have inserted here, it's coming to the bootloader as the second priority, and this hard disk we have installed on the operating system is the third one. So that's why it is prompting me again to install the new system. So let's close it. Reload the settings. So click here on hard disk, make it first priority. So click OK, start again. So while it is rebooting, I was saying on the Windows server the domain has been configured. It's called chagam.rw. So um, click OK. Because the Microsoft Exchange is installing, everything is lagging. So, but don't worry. Just the Windows. So let's go on the root, other root. The password was, I think it was 1 2 3 4 5 6. Yes. Um, so open the terminal. So as you can see, our internet connection is down. So we're gonna click if up, internet 0. So I want to see its IP address. If config internet 0. So I think with properties, TCP IP properties. So there is still no connection. So see, it is picking a random IP. So let's restart the DHCP. So let's write service DHCP daemon start. So as you can see, our DHCP has been started. So okay, this gonna take some time. So as you can see, the logo has been disappeared. So means it has obtained the IP automatically. So let's check if IP config. So as you can see, the connection IP address has been given 6. So let's see on the PC2. As you can see here, it's 7. So under this DNS um, domain. So I'm gonna minimize for this for now. So click finish for the Microsoft Exchange. So we can also install the domain prep. Hit next. I agree. Next. Next. If you can prompt because it is in secure domain, just click OK. Finish. Now we're gonna erase this and remain the setup only. Click next. I agree. Next. So I'm not getting the action to install the Microsoft Exchange, but it's because I didn't go to the control panel and allow some services. So click cancel. Yes. So go to the control panel, add and remove program. Click add remove components. So tick the application server and click on details. Click on ASP.NET. Select ISS details, FTP, NNTP, and Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Click OK, OK. Then click Next. We need the CD of the server, so we're gonna remove this one and insert the same CD. Click Next. Exit. I mean. So has finished. Close this window. So so to make sure that our installation will be smooth, so we need to reinstall the installation of Exchange Server. But as you can see, if I run setup, it's prompting me to put the CD. So let me insert the CD of Exchange. Click OK. So as you can see, I can click next, but to be sure that our installation is smoothly installed, let's reinstall the whole the all installation. So forest script next. So we're gonna wait on this. So let's move on this PC one. So let's remove the disk first. Let's install the guest edition. Next install. Even on here, this PC, remove, install the guest edition. And I forgot to mention the Virtualbox guest edition setup. So normally you need the extension from the where you have downloaded the Virtualbox. So you can come here to about Virtual. So you need uh, to see this version of yours. So then you can go to the Virtualbox on the Virtualbox website where you have downloaded the setup. So you can scroll down a little bit. You're gonna see um, the add-on extension for this Virtualbox. So you need to download the same version of this. So click next. Install. Finish. Reboot now. So as you can see, the forest prep has been finished. So let's do the domain print. Next, I agree. Next, okay. So let's run the setup. Click next. Click new exchange organization. So type this first name of your domain. So Chagam. I agree. I click that. Next. So this can take several minutes. So let me reboot also here. The display setting is going to turn. Yes. So while it is installing the Microsoft Exchange, I can come here on my computer properties. So on the computer name, click change, and I want to join the domain. So I'm gonna write Chogam. So it's going to search across the network, the domain code Chogam. So click OK. So enter the name and the password of the account with the permission to join the domain. So the domain is called administrator. So as you can come here and start, it is administrator. So the password tells 123. So here the display settings do the same. Yes, yes. So as you can see, welcome to the Trojan domain. So click OK. You need to reboot your computer. Click yes. So as we did it there, so let's do it here also. Change click OK. Administrator 3. Come on. So Control D. So there's no password. As you can see, there's an option came here, so you can select the organization you want to log into. So let's do the administration for now because we didn't create the Active Directory, so there's no users. So welcome to the domain. Okay, so reboot it. So I like to disable the automatic updates. So Control D, there is no password. And as you can see here, okay, it's taking too long. So as you can see, the system properties, so the name is PC2, pc2.chogan.rw, the full name of this computer, so the domain is chogan.rw. So click OK. I forgot to disable automatic updates. Apply some. So for now, I think for now we have. Let me check the IP first. So as you can see, it still have 7. So let me log out for this one. So this one, want to minimize them. So let's wait for the exchange to finish. So you can see the installation is finished. So click finish. So we need to create the Active Directory for the domain. So hit run. Just say the msc. So under the domain, click the class. So select this domain. So click new organization unit. So student, and also there is student IT finance and HR. So let's do also the measurement of IT. Finance. From name finance. HR. So student IT finance HR. So in student we need 3 students, in HR 2 users, also in IT 2 users, in finance also I think 2. So let's create them. Click on student. Mainly we are going to focus on students, so there is nothing to do in IT or finance, but also we're gonna create the users. So users, let's create student student one, student one. Click next. So the password I'm going to use um I'm going to use this one. I'll cut 2020. So, but for me, I'm going to use small letters. Um, uh, I need to copy the password because I'm going to register too many users. So I'll cut 2020. So I'm going to select this, copy, and I want to save it. So paste it. Check this box. Nice. So as you can see, the exchange has been initialized. Next, finish. Even the student 2, student 2. So next. So as you can see, all my students has been created. So we're gonna do the same on also on IT, finance, and HR. So next. So I have finished all the users in HR, finance, and IT, and all same password, all same password. Okay, at 2020. So uh, we're gonna log into one of the student and we see. Let's bring our PCs, our two PCs. Let's hit Control D. On the top, let's do student one. So I'm writing student one without space because if you hit properties account, so as you can see, user log name, there's no space, but when I name it, there is a space because of the first name and the last name. The first name was student and the last name was one. So the password was 2020. So in the option, we are going to log into the program domain. So click OK. And here I want to log in like 90. So I'm going to click IT1. I'm checking. So I'll call at 2020 and click OK. Select the program main, click OK. So it's like starting a new user. So it's going to install the default app. So loading personal settings. So it's going to initialize the default settings. So it can take some time. So while we are waiting, so the next step is to do the software deployment across the domain. So using the group policy management console, GMPC. So we need to share a folder from this computer. So I'm gonna share this. Where you're gonna share the folder where you have the software.msi software for installing for doing the software deployment. So click others. This my this connector. Uh, Deployment software MSI. So select this folder. So click OK. Okay. So we're gonna create a software on this local disk C called software. So we're gonna share give it the permission for sharing and security, and share this folder permission. So remove everyone and or add an auth check name authentication users. Okay, so give full control, apply. Security tab, go to the add and add the authenticated users check name. Okay, give it full control, click apply. So we need to copy those softwares, the one we shared on from this computer, to into this folder. So we are going to click on start Windows Explorer. So here there is my network places, entire network. Go to Fortress Shell folder, then click to this Virtualbox. Then double click here. As you can see, my XP has been started. So select all these softwares. So if you don't have it, you can download it. Can download the software which has the extension .msi, not like this one, close this and open software and paste it right here. So after this, let's first check on this Windows PC. So as you can see, student one. So computer name the same, but you cannot change anything because you're not an administrator. And also here, IT has been logged on successfully. So as you can see, also it is not an administrator. So this one is under the active user directory. So we are going to do the software deployment, where we are going to install the software in these users without touching these computers. So we are going to install it on the network. So after the first logon, it's going to install the software automatically. So after we have created our folder software, so we need to look under these softwares. We need uh, policy management console. But as you can see, cannot find the program, so we are going to install it manually. So it's right here. Double click on it. So click next, agree, next. Finish. So if we run this and we open this group policy, as you can see, so click on the plus sign on this forest, on this domain forest. So click plus on the domain. So our domain containing organization unit called student, lecturer, finance, and IT. So we need to install the program called PuTTY. So for SSH, so secure well. So other softwares will go on the student only, not on the IT or lecturer. So we are going to install PuTTY across all this domain. PuTTY is going to be installed on each organization unit, but others we are going to install like a simple one like VLC, FileZilla, and MX Download Manager. Uh, is only those apps I have, but if you want to add other software, you can install it. But I'm going to show you how. So click on the domain, uh, click create and link GPU here. So we're going to call it PuTTY, click OK. So as you can see, the new link policy object has been created. So right click edit, come to this computer configuration, software setting, hit the software installation, click new packages. So write double backslashes and write your name of the server. As you know, our server is called DC server. DC server. So this is server backslash again. So the software, that folder we have created, backslash, sorry, PuTTY. So I'm going to install this PuTTY and .msi, open, assign. Uh, if the software is too heavy, it's going to take some time. So need to wait. So as you can see, our installation has been added. So under the user configuration, go to software setting, click new packages, and also put the one we have inserted there. Software PT open. So on the deployment method to the advanced, click OK. So go to the deployment tab, select assign. So install this application at the logon. So installation to the basic one. So click OK. As you can see, our software has been added. So close for this PuTTY. So we need to users from student organizations should have three apps.msi. So like VRC, Mozilla, and Dropbox, but I don't have Dropbox. I'm gonna use MS Download Manager. So I'm gonna click on student, right click, create new, and do the Mozilla. Click OK, and VLC. Okay, and MS Download Manager. So as we have done on the Putty software, so it's the same thing with other software. So gonna click edit, installation, new packages. So backslash tc server. So if you don't have this software I have, so you can download on add down your own choice. So software. Uh, okay, this is server software. Mozilla Firefox. Yeah, Mozilla Firefox. Sign. So as you can see, my my Firefox version failed because it cannot run it. Maybe I have installed, downloaded, and has been failed. So I'm gonna check if I have another Mozilla on the disk. Software. So there is only one Mozilla. So as I have told you, we should download another one on the internet. So let me see if I can Mozilla Firefox. Yes, I. So I want to download the MSI one. So is it so? Let me reload this again. Maybe I can find it. Yeah, download Firefox. Why can I see the not this one? So not the Mozilla Firefox MSI application. Wait. So I found it on this website. This one. So click download. So now I'm downloading it. So it's gonna take seconds. So we're gonna try to see if can fit in our system. So the download has finished. So we will close this window. So I need to minimize also this one. So let me retrieve it. So as you can see, it's right here. So let me open my folder where there's our software. So as I have told you, I can drag and drop from this PC to this one. So let's do the new package. So let's see if it will work. This is server software. So Mozilla 7. Wait. Okay, I think I'm gonna close all this. Edit again. Computer configuration. This is server software. It, how is it called? Mozilla. Is it? It's Mozilla 65, right? Oh, it's called Firefox. Firefox 65. So my bad. So Firefox 65.msi. I think it's heavy. Oh, 64 megabytes. Okay. Click OK. Package do not support with the window platform. Maybe it's the 64 and the 32 platform. I need to go and search for the another one. So let me see. So I think after coming to the selection of the your install preference, I think my software is Windows 32. I think so. .msi. So let me download now. So 51 MBs, 40 seconds. So I think this one worked. So I'm gonna delete this one. So I didn't think my system was 32. I forgot. So as we did it earlier, so you need to add it and assign. So we are going to the user configuration, new package. So this is server software backslash, and it's called Firefox 100.msi. So open. So advanced, okay. Deployment, assign, install application at the logon, do the basic, okay. So after we are going to install the VLC, so click edit, software installation, new package. So this is server, software, and VLC. This one, open, assign. Can take like 2 minutes, 1 minute. So if your computer is having that test CPUs and has a good performance to be quick, so that's a plus. So VLC has been added. So some user configuration. This is server software VLC, the same version. Open, so advanced. So go to the deployment, assign, install application developer, basic, and the same thing you need to do to the MS download manager. So we have finished it to deploy our softwares. So we need to install this Windows. So before you do the GPT update first, GP updates first, um, make sure you have logged in into one of the Active Directory. So first of all, do the GP update space slash force. So it's going to refresh all the group policy management registry. So click OK. So you need to reboot uh, to the uppercase Y. So press enter. So the server is going to reboot and it can take several minutes to be rebooted. Um, so we are going to wait. So while we are waiting the server to reboot, so I want to install Microsoft Office on these two PCs. So um, it we can send a message via Outlook. So one student can send the other student on the via Outlook. So you're going to insert the CD of the Microsoft Office. So I'm going to install Enterprise Edition. So open up. Uh, we need to go to the administrator to do it, but I don't want to risk the GP update slash force. We will install it later on when the XP has rebooted after the GP update slash force. So as you can see, our Windows servers is installing PuTTY at the first logon. So let's wait and finish the reboot, because when if I leave this active user, I will not be able to come back because this server is still switched on at this state. It's still switched off. I mean, so it cannot authenticate. So that's why I'm going to wait this server to get rebooted. So we are going to do the refresh the group policy among these XPs. So let's wait and wait the Windows server. So as you can see, our Windows server has been restarted. Control D, Control 3. So it's still installing PuTTY. So the first PuTTY installation before the um, before the logon was for the Windows configuration. So this one is for user configuration. So at this state, I guess the server is on. So I'm gonna write here gpt host update space slash host. I'll say here. So another step we're going to proceed on. It's about mapping celebration. I was about to write So guys, after doing the GP update slash force on the server after it reboots, um, I forgot to tell you something. I was troubleshooting it. Um, you need to go to the administrator of this XP clients. So you need to, when you find this error, uh, the error calling saying the system cannot log in you now because the trigger not variable. So I was having this issue because I was connected to the internet, and my local area network, and my default gateway was changed to the of my router. It was like 254. So you need to make sure that you're not connected to the internet, so otherwise you will not communicate with this server. Then you need to come to this TCP IP internet protocol properties. So you need to add this preferred DNS as it's the IP of this server, and also here you need to do the same. So after that, if you log out, uh, if you log out and you log in as the one of the active directory, as here it is IT1, so there's no software yet. There was a putty was installed because it was on all domain. So you need to hit gp update slash force to update to refresh the policy. Um, so if you are prompt to reboot, you need to press Y, so it's going to reboot. So for here, if you log in as a student one, look at 2020, this domain. As you can see, it has automatically installed the application. So there is VLC and Microsoft Download Manager. Um, so let's wait for this XP. So I don't see the Mozilla Firefox. Maybe my installation, the group policy didn't allow the Mozilla Firefox. It is assigned. But other softwares has been installed, so make sure you have a good working application. For me, I was having VLC and Internet Download Manager working. So, so in the IT, you can see there is no software to be deployed on. So I was seeing if there is any other software to deploy into. So like this Notepad++. So you came in and hit Notepad. Let me assign to it. This is software. Okay, so it's refused to install. So let me see the other software. Okay, I seen a 7-zip. So let me see if I can use 7-zip. So I'm going to use 7-zip. Yes, it denied it. I don't know why. I want to check if other student like student 2, if they got the VLC. As you can see, it's installing automatically the PuTTY, and it's going to install also the VLC and the MS download manager. So other softwares are not deployed. Maybe it's because of the version of this Windows. As you can see, it's installing MS download manager. So it seems that the deployment is working, unless there was an issue on Mozilla Firefox. I don't know why it didn't get deployed, but I will troubleshoot it later. But to install the software, to deploy the software, it's this way. So let's wait for this. I want to log out and go to the administrator to install the Microsoft Office. So where we are going to check if someone can send a message, an email via the Outlook. So we need to go and remove this CD optical and insert the window Office, Microsoft Office Enterprise, this one, open. So if it didn't open automatically, so go to my computer, double click on this CD. Only one instance setup will run at once. Okay, it was on here. So I have a key right here. So it's this one. I'm gonna copy it and paste it. Okay. Internet power. So it says I'm going to enter it manually. Okay, never mind. 10, 9, 7. So I was using this Sublime, maybe it's copy paste is not working, so I paste it on the notepad and it worked. So start now. So uh, also on this Windows, I'm going to the administrator. Uh, I'm going also to install Microsoft Office as I did it on that PC. So paste the keys, continue, accept, continue, install now. So it did install. While we are waiting, we want to map a folder on the network. So we're gonna go to my computer, for this PC, and create a folder called celebration. Uh, for the project, the name was called quarantine. So I'm gonna copy this one, paste it here. So I'm gonna share it and okay. So we're going to create a bat file. So we're going to write net use /. So the name of the server, this is server, and username. Copy this one here. This is server. Then here we are going to write the name of the folder we want to share across the network. Quarantine. So save as, yeah, in my computer, local disk C, and Windows, sysphone. So under the domain, I'm going to save it here. So let's call it mapdrive.bat and save it. So let's delete this one. So we are going where we have saved it. So map drive. So if I double click on it, as you can see, the folder is shared across the network. So I'm going also to share it across the whole domain, so where you can access it on this PC clients. So we're going to open the group policy, and on the domain create a new GPO, call it map drive. Okay, and edit, and then the user configuration, map it on the, come here on the Windows settings. So come on the script logon, double click on logon, so show the file. So open my computer, local disk C, so sys volume, and copy this file, close it, and paste it here, and add browse, open it, apply. So after this, we're gonna do the GP update /force, and it will be mapped across all the network. So let's do it. GP /force. Yes. So while it is rebooting, let's close here and close it here. So look out for this one. So the service has been started. So let's log into it. So if we log on as a student on, again it's checking about putty. Let's log into here as student 2. So here on student 2, as you see, there is Microsoft Office. Go to the Outlook. So on this wizard, click next, and as you can see, it automatically uh, assign your username. So you have an email already. Next. And here on the student 1 also, you can here on Microsoft Office Outlook, click next, so finish, click OK, and click this one, click OK, finish also here, OK, and click this one. So we are going to send a message to this student 2. Student 1 is going to think I was working in the same student, so let me log on the student 1. Student 1. So Microsoft Office Outlook. Next. Finish. Um, Click OK and click this one. OK. OK. So I was saying we're going to write an email and send it to the student too. So new email. So I'm going to write student and is on there student 2, and the subject will be like test test 1. So as you can see, it is like underlined, so it will recognize the email. So I'm going to send it, send complete. As you can see here, student 1 has sent the email called test. So I can reply, just reply. So if I send also, as you can see here, there is a reply. So the the Microsoft Exchange, it's working. So it's a tick on that. So we are going to do the roaming profile. So a user um, a user can get all the files he has saved on the computer when he was using that computer. So if the user create a folder here and use this computer, this PC one, so if she or he logs on here, you'll find his or her documents here. So you're going to create a roaming. So you're going to the Active Directory. So click on student 2. Here in the project, it says student 1 is allowed to log in all morning hours, and she should only log in on PC1. So this one will do it. And his colleagues are allowed to log in on all machines and every day in the afternoon only. So also the student one who logs in the morning should expire his account on May 15th. So the other students 2 and 3 who can access all computer should have their file and doc including desktop file should follow them wherever they log in, and they should have all resources shared on the server mapped automatically. So the resources shared on the network, we have done it. So we are going to do the roaming profile. So student number 2 and student number 3, they are getting roaming. So click on properties, go to the profile. So we are going to do the IP address of this server slash roaming. Before we do the roaming, we need to create a folder here called roaming profile. So double click on it. Go to the sharing and security. Share this folder. Remove the authenticate profile. So the roaming profile. Um, let's call it roam profile, not roaming. So I'm going to share it again. Okay, so the ROM profile, so close this, and here you're gonna write ROM profile backslash username. So if you click apply, it will apply on the username we are current to. So student 2, click OK, and even on student 3, 2, wrong profile, click apply. So we are going to do the restriction. So come to properties. Student 1 is allowed to log in on this PC only, not on this one. So we are going to log on to the following computer. So the name of this computer, come here in properties. The name of this computer is called PC1. So we are going to write PC1 here, add it, then click OK, apply. Uh, so the account may expire on May 15. So come here and click end of May 15. So the logon hours on the project it said morning hours, but because I'm doing this video, it we are already 12 p.m. So if I hit morning hours, we are not going to access student one. So I may leave it like this because we are still in experimentary process. So the restriction of hours is here. So you need to select all here, then do this and select the morning hours. So it's from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. as a student, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So it's like this. So Sunday through Saturday from 8 to 12 p.m. So I'm gonna do this, but from now I'm gonna leave it like this. So click apply, and the logon it's only on this PC. So click OK. So for other two, it's identical. So the logo now I'm gonna leave it like this. So I know it's it's for evening hours. Evening hours. Afternoon only. So I'm gonna leave it like this and log into on all computers. So no problem for this. Um, so let's log out and see if it's working. So I'm going to try to log into this one. So student one at 2020. As you can see, your computer is certificate to prevent you from logging to this computer. Please try another computer. So as you can see here, I'm connecting to student one. So the restriction is working. So let's say the student 2 here. So this is student number 2. So if you come to the properties and go to the advanced, so user profile, you can see the type of this profile. It's roaming. It has a roaming folder. So I think that's it. So uh, I think we are going to do the web hosting. Yeah, the web hosting. So we need to create the simple HTML file here. So HTML. So the title for this one is gonna be home. So which one? Let's do home. So copy. Let me create the simple files here. I'm gonna need a method for this one. Okay. So this one I'm gonna save it as default.html. So as you can see, default. So home, hello, this is my home. So as this one. So I'm gonna create like a 3 pages linked together. So I'm gonna do a read default.html. So this is home. Maybe service.html. So service and about.html. This is about. So we need to know about. Already modified for this one. Save it. So do the other one. So the other one will be called services. Service. The service. This is service page. So save as service.html, and this one will be about. So about, and this is about page. So So save also about the HTML. Save. Uh, you can see service about so you're gonna create a folder on the disk C netpub www. So here I'm gonna create a web code notice. Um, so sharing you see the folder here. So I think it's over here. So drag and drop here on buttons. So go to the IAH. So with this one, for administrative tool and IAS. Go to the website. So new website. Next on notice.rw and here also notice.rw. The path we are going to select the folder we created called notice. So next tick those on and script and read. So finish. So quick properties advanced. So listen to 2080 www.notice.rw. Click OK, apply this session. So we'll come here and run it. It's going on the HTTP, so let's close for this one. Let's go to the local disk C Windows System 32 and go to drivers etc hosts. So open with the notepad and you need the loopback also of that website. So use RW even for www.choose.rw. So save it. So let's check again. Choose.rw. As you can see, it's prompting as put the password. So it is creator 123. So let's wait for it. So as you can see, our website is running. So so as you can see, the website is working. As you can see, it's working. So guys, thank you for watching this video. So another part is about testing. So we are going to test the FTP SSH telnet on this Windows client. So uh, bye, goodbye. So stay tuned.